Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the Game Room. I'm Sean, and we are just back from Gen Con, just a couple of days. Finally had a chance to start filming. I will say this, if you've watched any of my other Gen Con videos, Gen Con is a blast. We've been going for about 9 years now, and it is not something you want to miss once you go. Had a total blast. So one of the things that we got to do, and got to do a lot of, a little bit, whatever, Cyberpunk Red. If you saw my last video, Cyberpunk Red, we did the unboxing of the full box set, kind of showed you what came with the Kickstarter and the extra games I got. While there, we did a build and play where you actually got to pick a force, build it, which took all of 20 minutes maybe, and then we learned how to play the game. So it was a 3-hour event, and it was a blast. It was a lot of fun. The army I picked, or the gang that I picked, was Arasaka, because it was not one that I had got in my Kickstarter. Arasaka are the evil corporation, and they just looked cool. And so, without further ado, let's take a quick look at what you're going to get in the box. In this box, you're going to get the 6 models you see here. You're going to get 13 character cards, 1 scenario card, 5 program cards, 20 objective cards, 35 gear cards, and 40 loot deck cards. That's a lot of cards for specific to a specific gang. So you get a lot in this box. I want to say the boxes retail for about 50 bucks. All right, and with that, since I did already have them put together, here you go. Scenario card that you get. Corporate espionage. Arasaka, prove your worth. Street trash has stolen proprietary Arasaka data. Get it back and there will be upward mobility opportunities. So, scenario cards are kind of cool. You can see here's where the defenders comes in. Here's where the attackers are. The defenders look like they have to get across the zone. And you have to get the data back from them. So, cool scenario. These are the cards you're going to get. And then objective cards. So in a box, you'll see that you have kind of your basic cards, and then you have the same card, but they're slightly different. These are their star cards, basically, like they've almost like they've upgraded. And, you know, as you get better, if you're playing through the campaign or whatnot, so you know you can kind of tell. While it's the same guy, same special effects and whatnot, he got a little better in his shooting, and he went from 2 yellows to a green and a yellow. But you get, you know, the cards for your faction. Very cool. This is the big guy. He's kind of cool because he's got a rapid 3 on his big gun. And the team lead, who's got dual swords, get him in there in melee, you know, quick and dirty. And then you have all of the other cards, your upgrade cards, your linked, your other, your gear cards, and your loot cards. Sorry, forgot what I was saying there for a second. So again, there's a lot of cards, and this is just for the Arasaka faction. And then the models that come in, this is your leader. Zoom in here just a little bit. Now, they have not been cleaned. They were literally right out of the box. All we did was clip them off their sprues. They're not allowed to give people exactos or anything for cleaning because people, you know, tend to hurt themselves. So they did give us clippers so that we could clip them off the sprues, and then we just glued them down. And they, you know, most of them, the biggest options were the heads. For these guys, they had different head options. You got 4 heads in the box. I think I still got 1 head left, that, you know, because you got 2 different options for each one, and so you could kind of just decide, hey, which head do you want to use? Cannon fodder, yeah, the way. These are this is your specialist. Okay, very cool. Lots of detail on these guys. These are that same type of resin that's in the starter box, but these seem to not need nearly as much cleanup. So here's the big guy with his rapid 3 firing cannon there, and then of course your leader with the dual swords. So once I get these guys cleaned up and painted up, they'll look much cooler. But that's it. There's a lot in this box. These. Let me zoom back out just a touch. The program cards, objective cards. These are your objective cards. There's a lot of objective cards. We were just playing straight forward, so we didn't play with objectives. Objective, win a game. Reward ongoing. You may bring +5 EB. So I assume these are for the campaign. Have not read through the rulebook, so I don't know exactly how all these work yet. We'll need a couple more games to make sure we thoroughly understand the game before we jump into a full campaign. But I like how they put whose objectives they belong to. These are Arasaka's objectives. The loot cards seem to be more generic. That was a mistake. Loot cards are more generic. But your program cards here do say Arasaka on them, so you know which faction they belong to, and all your gear is labeled Arasaka, which is also very cool. Makes it very easy to know, hey, which faction this belongs to. And the rarity numbers we found out is basically how many of those you can take. So in your set here, you're only going to have one sniper rifle. You'll have 2 Arasaka quick strike blades because it's a rarity 2, which means you could have 2 of them in your force. So look, there's the second one. And so that's kind of neat. So, I already have a grenade launcher, I have a grenade chem. Well, we're only going to get one because it's got a rarity 1. So, Constitution Hurricane Assault Weapon. And I believe that's the number of stars your model has to have or be. I don't know how stars work, but you can't just say, oh, I'm going to take this super authorized drone strike. You have to have that many stars, I think, in your gang before you can call those in. Again, we're still learning. I don't know the rules. If I got it wrong, please correct me down below. And again, the cards are really cool. Nothing you need to mark on here. These are what linen finish it looks like. These are their actions, armor, how much they cost, who it is. This is actually matches the model, so you can kind of figure out which model is which. Or maybe that's him. Anyway, you'll figure it out. Yeah, my apologies. That's this guy. That's him, and this guy is like that one, with just a different helmet on. So their pictures kind of match to help you figure it out. You could always just mark your bases somehow. But here's skills that they're good at. Everybody has all the same skills. These are the ones who just give this guy a bonus. So like shooting, he gets +2 bonus, melee 1, and anything to do with tech, he gets 1 bonus. Whereas this guy gets 2 for shooting, 2 for melee, 1 for I don't remember what that was. Movement or range, I think. Movement. Honestly, I don't remember what that was because we're just learning how to play the game. But anyway, so they have their specials here, and then their types, their weapons and stuff down here, what they do, and any abilities they have are all here on the card. So it's a neat game. It's a lot of fun. Very very cyberpunk, very colorful. This, I think they said it's Cyberpunk. So 2045, I think, is the date range for Cyberpunk Red. If you play the video game, it's 2077 is where that takes place. And I think the original Cyberpunk kind of takes place around 2025. So Cyberpunk Red's like right in the middle. And it's cool. So anyway, that is Arasaka. This is just the single starter gang from Arasaka. You can always add in more models from the RPG range, which if you pick up this big card pack, will have the cards for them in there if you have the cards that are not in this starter gang. So with that, I'm Sean. I'm going to stop talking. As always, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Do you play Cyberpunk Red? Are you excited for Cyberpunk Red? We have been very excited for Cyberpunk Red to finally come out, because like skirmish games, like the whole theme of the game, and love the way the damage and the dice work. I think that's a neat, very, very neat and different mechanic for a game like this. So I'm very excited for this. I can definitely see this kind of taking over for a lot of skirmish players, for instead of the really, really big, giant, expensive one. So who knows? Maybe it'll take off and do really well for Monster Fight Club. This is a neat game. It's been very popular. Their booth was always packed at Gen Con. Always packed. Went by there several times. Very hard to get into. But I'm going to stop talking. I'm Sean. Leave a comment. What faction do you play? What do your models look like? Did you paint them up yet? Because I want to see painted models. So if you've got them, send them to me. You can find me on Facebook as well at the Game Room Texas Gamer Geeks. And join us there and join in the conversation. As always, thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening. Bye now.